You'll never keep wealth, but not for the reason you think. Most people believe money problems come from not earning enough, that if they could just make more, everything would finally click. But here's what almost nobody tells you. A lot of people don't lose because they earn too little. They lose because the moment they start earning more, everything around them changes, and they don't even realize it's happening. You work harder, you finally get a raise, or your business starts doing well, or your income jumps in a way that actually feels meaningful. For the first time, there's breathing room. So naturally, you upgrade. You move to a better place. You buy better things. You say yes to experiences you used to avoid. And at first, it feels right. It feels like progress, like you're finally living the life you worked for. But then something subtle starts to shift. People notice, not all at once, but slowly. A comment here, a question there, a small observation about how things seem different now. And then, expectations begin. You go out with friends, and somehow you're the one picking up the extra cost. You're with family, and suddenly you're the one people look at when money gets tight. Not because anyone said it directly, but because it's understood. You can afford it now, so you help. Of course you do. It's small at first, covering a bill, helping someone out, saying yes when it feels easier than saying no. But then it happens again, and again, and again. And before you realize it, what used to be occasional becomes expected. What used to feel generous starts to feel required. And now you're stuck in a loop. You earn more, you spend more, you give more. And somehow, you're not really moving forward. Because every time your income increases, your obligations quietly increase with it. And the cycle repeats, over and over again. So you tell yourself, I just need to be more disciplined. I just need to save more. I just need to invest better. Or worse, you start believing that part of success is showing it. Because everything around you reinforces that idea. You're supposed to celebrate wins. You're supposed to share progress. You're supposed to let people see how far you've come. Otherwise, what's the point? Social media rewards visibility. Nice car? Post it. Nice trip? Post it. Big milestone? Announce it. Because if people don't see it, it almost feels like it doesn't count. So you follow that script. You upgrade and you show it. You succeed and you signal it. And without realizing it, you make your financial life public. But here's the truth. The moment people know you have money, you enter a system that is designed to take from you. Not in an obvious way. Not in a way that shows up on paper, but in a way that is constant, subtle, and extremely hard to escape. It's a system built on perception. And once perception changes, everything else follows. Let's call it the visibility tax, because that's exactly what it is. A cost you start paying the moment your financial position becomes visible. And unlike regular taxes, this one has no cap. It doesn't stop. It doesn't scale down. It doesn't give you a break. It just keeps collecting. It starts with the people closest to you. A friend reaches out. They've got an idea. They just need a little capital. A relative is going through something, and they know you're in a position to help. A sibling needs support, and now you're the logical choice. And again, none of this is malicious. But that doesn't make it harmless. Because once people see you as someone who has, you stop being treated like someone who's building. You become the safety net, the backup plan, the person who can absorb the problem. And those expectations don't disappear. They stack. They evolve. They become part of how people see you. And it's not just requests. It's how people behave around you. Some people start treating you with more respect. Others start treating you with quiet resentment. Some compare themselves to you, and that comparison slowly damages the relationship. Things that used to feel natural start to feel different, because money, when it's visible, changes dynamics, even if nobody talks about it. Then there's the professional side, and this is where it gets even more strategic. Because once your financial status becomes visible, you lose negotiating power. Think about it. If someone believes you're average, they give you a fair deal. But if someone believes you have money, they adjust. Prices change, terms change, expectations change. Not because the value changed, but because you did, in their eyes. And now every interaction carries that hidden variable. What do they think you can afford? Because that belief will shape the outcome every single time. The people who understand this don't just protect their money, they protect the perception of their money.
Because
I
perception
appreciate it, but I have
is
to
leverage.
decline.
The
It's
real
just not for
game
me right
is
now.
not making money, it's controlling visibility. Wealth is not just built through income or investments, it's built through what you allow to be seen. Because the moment your wealth becomes visible, it stops being fully yours. It becomes shared, through expectations, through pressure, through perception. Real wealth grows best in silence, not because silence is humble, but because silence is strategic. Every dollar that doesn't get pulled into social pressure stays where it belongs, compounding, growing, building momentum. And compounding is fragile. It works best when interrupted, but visibility interrupts it, because visibility creates pressure, and pressure leads to decisions that break momentum. Look at how actual wealthy people operate, not the ones performing online, the ones who've quietly built real, lasting wealth. You wouldn't recognize them. They don't stand out. They don't signal status. They don't try to look like anything. They live in normal places, drive normal cars, dress in a way that doesn't attract attention. And that's not accidental. That's intentional. Because they understand something most people don't. Every visible upgrade has a cost beyond the price tag. It creates a new baseline, and once that baseline is seen, it becomes expected. Let's break this down with a simple example. Imagine someone who's built a solid investment portfolio. Over time, through discipline, consistency,
I
and
can't let this
patience,
hold me back
they reach a
anymore.
point where their money
Time to
starts
move on.
working for them.
Forward is
Let's
the
say
only
it's
way.
generating returns every year, not through effort, but through compounding. Now they have two choices. They can upgrade their lifestyle to match their new reality, or they can keep living the same way and let that money keep growing. Here's where most people get it wrong. They think spending a little won't matter because they're earning more now. But the problem isn't the spending itself, it's what that spending interrupts. Every dollar spent today isn't just a dollar gone, it's the future value of that dollar gone. And when you factor in time, that number becomes much larger than people expect. 1 year of lifestyle inflation doesn't just cost 1 year, it compounds into multiple years of lost growth. And when that behavior becomes consistent, it turns into a pattern that's very hard to reverse. That's why the people who stay wealthy never let their lifestyle catch up to their net worth. Not fully, not quickly, sometimes not at all. They upgrade their lives, but they do it in ways that are invisible. They invest in comfort, in time, in peace of mind, not in status, not in validation, not in signaling. And maybe the most powerful strategy they use is this. They let people underestimate them, because being underestimated removes pressure, it removes expectation, it removes the invisible cost that comes with being seen as wealthy. When people think you're average, they treat you normally. They don't expect more, they don't ask for more, they don't adjust their behavior around you. And that creates something incredibly valuable: freedom. Not just financial freedom, but social freedom. the freedom to grow without interference. There's also a critical moment where most people fail, and it happens right after a financial breakthrough, a raise, a business win, a sudden increase in income. That moment is dangerous because your environment reacts faster than your mindset. People notice before you've even adjusted, and that creates pressure. Pressure to celebrate, pressure to upgrade, pressure to show that something has changed. And if you give in to that pressure, you lock yourself into a higher baseline before your wealth had time to stabilize. The people who resist that phase, who stay consistent, who stay quiet, are the ones who build something permanent. Everyone else, they experience a temporary rise, followed by a slow plateau. And most people never realize this. They think wealth is about what you earn, but they ignore what visibility does to it. They chase the image of success instead of protecting the structure behind it. So they make more money, but never seem to get ahead. Because every time they rise, something quietly pulls them back down. Not failure, not bad decisions, just exposure. And once you see it, you start to realize the real advantage was never earning more. It was staying unseen. And most people will never play that game.